Welcome to Raw Mind Sports. This is your host, Ryan Primetime Jones. Today will be one of our shorter shows highlighting a former student athlete, Kendall Jacobs. He is a Tarboro, North Carolina native with a strong athletic and academic career. Tell our viewers a little bit about you.
Like Ryan said, Kendall Jacobs, a Tarboro High product, graduated in 2011, ended up being a three-time state champion while at Tarboro. Played with some great guys, Ty Gurley, Chris Lane, Markel Howell, a bunch of big time players. Ran track, kind of did a little bit of everything while I was there. Had pretty good grades, graduated with like a 3.5 or so. Ended up leaving Tarboro and playing in the East-West All-Star game. Played with a couple NFL, future NFL players in that game, which was great. It was a great experience. Got to go up there, stay in Greensboro for a week and prep with a bunch of great athletes. From there, went to UNC Pembroke, played football for 4 years, graduated in 2015, ended up being captain my last year, captain on the football team, had the highest GPA on the team my senior year, achieved a bunch of different things while I was there. I was blessed to achieve a couple of different things, had some academic achievements, had some on the field achievements. I think Ryan's going to highlight a little bit later. But it was a great experience. Had a bunch of good coaches, met a bunch of different guys down there. Currently, I'm at Winston-Salem State studying physical therapy. Got into the program last year. I'm in my second year now, and right now I'm on my first clinical affiliation, starting to get my feet wet in the field right now. So that's where I'm at.
Good. You kind of touched on basically a few things that I want to kind of talk about or interview about. So to me, I know high school and college is different, but can you explain like the difference in prep, basically between the coaches as well, like different coaches, different mindsets from college to high school? Kind of break down those for me in a short brief.
I'd say the biggest thing is in high school, you got a couple months where you prep for football, maybe a couple months before you got the summer to really go at it, and then you have the season. It almost seems like it's about a 6-month span where you're really going hard on football. College is different. It's a different beast. You're training. You might take 1 month off throughout the year. I mean, if you want to get better, you want to get those championships, you don't take 6 months off. You take 1 month to get your body physically back to where it needs to be, your mind back to where it needs to be, and you going for 11 months strong. It's more of a business in college and not just for the love. I mean, not for the fun. It's money behind it, so it's more like a business. It's a business aspect, and that's kind of how you got to approach it as a businessman trying to perfect your craft.
All right, I got another question. I see that you won Special Teams Player of the Year in your year. Describe how that felt to you to even get that type of honor on that college level.
It was great. It was a great acknowledgement, a great honor. While I was at Pembroke, it was after my redshirt freshman year. I had injured my ACL, got hurt. It was a big injury. I came back that next year, determined to do whatever I could do to help the team. That happened to be a special teams role, so I was the best special team player I could be, and it ended up I got that award. I feel like a lot of guys appreciated me while I was doing that because I feel like a lot of guys knew that I could be starting, but just because of where I was at, I had to come in as that special teams player. I put the defense and offense in good positions. I feel like coming down, making some good tackles, and trying to set them up to be successful. And I feel like a lot of guys appreciated that, and it was a great experience.
Give me your personal opinion on the mindset from high school to football. What was your mindset at high school, athletically, and what's your athletic mindset when it was in college? How you always prepped yourself outside of the coaches?
My mindset for high school was just to play fast, use my speed to my advantage. It changed a little bit in college because everybody gets faster, everybody gets bigger, everybody gets stronger. Right. So you can't just be fast. You have to have good footwork. You have to have it up here in the head, knowing where your responsibilities lie. And really, it was just a mental game, knowing where I was supposed to be, knowing where, how to get my guys to fit. I mean, how to get my guys lined up even when they were wrong. Just getting things right. It was more of a mental preparation in college. I mean, I was physically fit. I was fast. I was big. I was strong. But I had to have it mentally. Had to have that mental aspect of the game refined a little bit for the college aspect.
Interesting. You played corner, so. What was your schemes like? What schemes you were running? Were y'all running more of a 4-3 type of base or 3-4? Or what, you had to do a lot of blitzing? Or what would you use more of a strong corner or more of a cover?
I played corner for a couple of years at Pembroke. Ended up getting hurt, so I ended up transitioning back to safety. So I played more. I had more experience back at safety, and I would play more free safety. Played a little bit of corner, but it was mostly safety for the most part. And it was the free safety. So I was out in space most of the time.
That's great. That's tough, like, to see, like, the transition. But another thing, the thing that really stands out to me is the particular word that we always use in college sports, athletes, student athlete. I see that you won the Presidential Honor Roll member. Describe how that was and, being able to juggle, keep your academics at a high level and plus at the same time, being able to go to practices and keeping, basically juggling them.
In college, for me, my first thing was getting my education. I let the coaches know off top that education was my number one thing. I would be late to practice if I needed to get what I need to get in the classroom. It was, just like it was a business for them to win games. I took the approach as it was a business for me to get my education first, then be a football player second. It's when you say student athlete, student comes first. So that's how I always played it. Love football, but I always made sure that after my 4 years, I would have that piece of paper and I was walking across that stage.
That was good. I'm kind of proud of that because, you was also, 2-time all-district academic as well. So, you made sure that you put that perspective out there, and I think a lot of kids need to do that too as well. So tell me about your journey now. Your journey is at Winston-Salem State. Can you tell me about what you're doing at Winston-Salem State as we speak right now?
Physical therapy, just trying to help people, not always athletes, sometimes athletes, get back to the prior function that they had in their bodies, usually some type of ailment, either knee, hip, ankle, some type of ailment that they're having. I'm just helping return them back to their function, getting their range of motion back, getting their strength and their mobility back, allowing them to do the things that they could do prior to an injury or prior to a surgery or something like that. Just kind of returning them to their prior level of function the best I can. It's a pretty strenuous program, but I think I'm a testament. If you really work hard at it, you can do it. It doesn't always come easy, but there's a lot of hard work incorporated in that. So I feel like if I can do it, anybody can do it.
That's correct. This is my main topic for today. Pretty much my final take on Roll Mind Sports. Kendall Jacobs is the true definition of a student athlete. He perseveres. He's on a journey. I feel like it's in God's will to using him as a vessel to make sure that he gets everything necessary done to where he got to achieve his goals. And I feel like at the end of the day, whatever his goal mindset is, I think he's gonna have a lot of relentless pursuit at doing what he needs to do to get the job done. Like, even though he's played football or college football, at the same time, he used that as a stepping tool to get his education. Because at the end of the day, you got to have multiple options in life. You got to have not one or two, maybe 3, 4, 5, or 6. Because if football doesn't work, you got to have something to backtrack on. You got to provide your career. You got to provide for whatever you need. And I think he's being used right now as a vessel of guys working his ability to make sure that he gets the message out to other people, whatever. On another note, on the last note, what would you tell kids right now and how to stay focused? What would be your, if you had a bunch of kids right now, you talk to at the gym or football field, what would be your advice to them?
My advice to them, first of all, keep God first. right under God. Keep your parents in high standing. They're not gonna lead you, any straight direction. They're gonna try to keep you on track. Right under your parents. Keep listen to your teachers. Find somebody you trust that might be a little bit older and wiser than you. I know I had a couple mentors throughout my high school and college days. Sean Jenkins being one of them. Just find somebody that inspires you and that has good advice and just is setting a good example for you. It ain't always got to be your mom or your dad, but somebody that you can look to and talk to for valuable information or life tips and know-how and stuff like that. Somebody you can rely on. And also another big one is put yourself around people that want to do the same thing as you. People that want to go to college. People that want to further their education. People that want to get out of the situation that they're in and better their life. Place yourself around people who want to do similar things that you want to do. Because, at the end of the day, just like the old adage says, you are who you hang around. So don't be around people that are not going anywhere. Keep yourself around good company.
That's good. You keep that attitude, that'll take you a long way. Have relentless pursuit at what you're going to do. This is what I call the true definition of a student athlete and a person who's not going to have the will and the power to not be stopped at making his goals and reaching his goals, excuse me. With that being said, I appreciate it. On this show, it's Raw Mind Sports. It's going to be some debates. It's going to be situations like this where we're going to have personal interviews trying to see the minds of others. That's what the Raw Mind Sports is about, seeing how the world revolves outside of just yourself. With that being said, thank you so much for this show. You have a nice day. I'll see you again very soon.